Hello everybody, and welcome back to Channel 12 News.
Today we'll be going back to the 1940s.
We'll be interviewing Walt Disney about his new movie, Beauty and the Beast.
And we'll get some fashion tips about the 1940s.
And I'll be talking about the economy.
And we will be interviewing Harry Truman.
And with Din Din, we will be learning about the inventions at the time.
Don't forget about the literature and the music.
Now back to Sophie, who's interviewing Walt Disney.
Welcome to Toast of the Town. Tonight we have a very special guest. We will be interviewing Walt Disney. As you know, Walt Disney has a new movie coming out called Beauty and the Beast. Tonight all of you are going to see a sneak peek of Beauty and the Beast. Let us welcome in Walt Disney. Welcome, Walt. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So Walt, where do you get your inspiration for your movies?
Well, Sophie, I'm what you call a dreamer. And my motto is, or like I once said, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Well, you must have some really great dreams. How was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in Chicago, and I went to McKinley High, where I drew comics for the school newspaper, and that's where I fell in love with cartoons.
That's great. So, you look a little bit different than you used to back in the 40s.
Well, so you see, Sophie, since I had my brain cryogenically frozen, the only body available was this short Asian guy. So I can live with it.
That's great. So who's your little friend that you have here?
This is Mickey. He's one of my most famous accomplishments. You guys probably already knew who he was, but I carry him around because it brings me back.
Oh my gosh, I love the fashion in the 1940s.
Me too. They had some really stylish trends back then.
I have an idea. Why don't we dress up like those women in the 40s?
That's a great idea, but what should we wear?
In the 1940s, women wore knee-length A-line skirt and padded shoulders.
Wait, isn't that what they wore during the recovery time? As soon as they recovered from the war, didn't they change the style to long skirts, soft shoulders, and no more shoulder pads?
Oh yeah, you're right. Come on, Sophie, I have an idea.
Oh,
Wow, we look just like those girls in the 1940s.
this is awesome.
But something isn't right. Our hair needs to change.
My hair looks amazing.
Mine too. If we were to go back in time, I think we would fit in just perfectly.
I agree, we look fabulous.
Heidi ho! It's time for some killer dinner, so let's cook with gas. Today's segment is about our economy through the eyes of America's children.
What's buzzin', cousin?
Oh, you're such a fuddy-duddy, although I'm quite fine.
Oh, there you go again, flipping your wig. You're such a grandstand.
No, you're the grandstand. I just spent hours on my hair. There's nothing grandstand about that.
Yes, that is, but I just got like a new dress.
No way. Well, my brother just a new job, and minimum wage is 30 cents per hour.
So my family makes $1,900 a year.
Did you forget? That's the annual salary for most people, which means my family makes just as many as yours.
Well, my house costs $6,550.
So does mine. My family bought a car for $900.
Ours costs $900.99.
Big difference. I think this will go on forever, so why don't we just stop?
Let's call it a truce. But hey, don't you think gas prices are insane? 18 cents a gallon?
Yes, they are. The other day I went to send a letter, and the postage stamp cost me 3 cents.
Well, I went grocery shopping this morning and bread cost 18 cents a loaf. Well, milk costs 34 cents a gallon.
The economy nowadays, it's outrageous.
What is this world coming to?
You'd have to have a lot of lettuce to afford that kind of stuff.
That's all pennies from heaven. I just got a new color television, the RCA 630, for $375.
Grandstand? How is that even possible? It just came out. Plus, they're a fortune. And I heard my one was willing to pay for it.
No way. Okay, you totally win. You're so awesome. Can we come over so we can watch the new reality show?
Yeah, can we?
Above my pay grade, but sure.
Interesting. I couldn't agree more. Our world is getting crazier and crazier. I wonder if you enjoyed that. Here are some more interesting facts about our wonderful decade, the 40s. All you adults tune in, and kids feel free to tune out. Let's start out with our national debt. It currently sits at $43 billion. Our population is approximately 132,122,000. And of those, approximately 800 million citizens are unemployed.
8 million,
To add-
you mean, narrator?
8,120,000 citizens are unemployed. To end on a high note, here's an interesting fact. 55% of U.S. homes have indoor plumbing. I'm sorry, America, but that's all for this segment. Thanks for watching our economy segment with me, Evo.
I like your dress.
Now to Andrea interviewing here at Truman.
And now for a real treat. Our president, Harry Truman, is here to tell us about his life so far.
Hello, my name is Harry Truman, and I was born in Lamar, Missouri on May 8th, 1884. In 1917 through 1919, I served in the U.S. Army during World War I. In 1944, I was elected Vice President of the United States of America during the time of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Unfortunately, he died on April 12th, 1945. That same day, I became the 33rd President of the United States of America. The first thing I told reporters was, I feel like the moon, the stars, and all the planets had fallen on me. In June 1945, at the signing of the Charter of the United Nations, I swore I would maintain peace with the United Nations. I followed through. In 1947, the Soviet Union threatened the safety of the great country of Turkey and Greece. I stepped in and asked the United States of America to help. When the Russians blockaded the western sectors of Berlin in 1948, I created a massive airlift to supply Berlin until the Russians backed off. During this time, I negotiated a military alliance with the Western nations and the Atlantic Treaty Organization, North Atlantic, NATO. Established in 1949, I'm still doing many great things, and I plan on continuing. But that's all I've done so far, because I've only been president for 5 years, and I'm only 65. Back to you, Andrea. The microwave, one of man's greatest inventions.
What?
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dinner with Din Din, with your host, Brandon Din. Well, here's a quick question. What do all the following have in common? Assault winning the Triple Crown, assault's of course. Americans eating 714 million gallons of ice cream in 1 year. St. Louis beating the Red Sox in the World Series, and the shortest ever recording boxing match of 10.5 seconds. Well, they were all made in the same year as the microwave was made. Have you guys actually ever wondered how a microwave worked? Well, the microwave actually gives out radio frequencies of 2,500 megahertz, which is absorbed by whatever you're putting in there. I know that all sounds great and everything, but I really actually only care about, food at the end. But have you guys actually ever thought about who made the microwave? Well, his name was Dr. Percy Spencer. And back in 1946, when he was working on the magnetron, he noticed that the chocolate bar in his pocket, which I don't have, was melted. And he was like, man, I can make something really cool out of this. So he made the microwave. Well, the first microwave was actually almost 6 feet tall. And it weighed 750 pounds. And it actually, back then in the 1940s, it cost $5,000, which nowadays is a lot. First commercial microwave was actually called the Ratarange, and it cost from $2,000 to $3,000. Progressively, the microwaves got smaller and cheaper until in In 1975, the sales of microwaves actually surpassed the sale of normal stoves.
Some other fun stuff in the 1940s was the Slinky and cake mix. Yay!
Welcome to Book Talks, where we discuss the best literature of our time, the literature that defines our time.
I'll start out. I believe that the best literature of our decade came from 1940 and 1941. Because in 1940, Arthur Koestler's Darkness at Noon, Graham Greene's The Power and the Glory, Ernest Hemingway's For Who the Bell Tolls, Carson McCullers' The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, and Richard Wright's Native Son all came out. Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls gained the most fame, and in 1941, Virginia Woolf's Between the Acts was released right before she died.
Which book is your favorite and why?
Definitely For Whom the Bell Tolls by Hemingway. I loved it because the plot was beautifully written. And the book is written in third-person limited omniscient narrative mode. The action and dialogue are punctuated by extensive thought sequences told from the viewpoint of one of the main characters.
Well, there you have it, the literature that defined our decade. And if there was another book that wasn't mentioned, don't feel bad. These are just some and were selected because they were personal favorites. See ya!
Let's take a look at the music that is defining our decade and the artists behind these spectacles. Here's a segment sent to us by fans from the Midwest.
He is such a talented musician. I bet it is due to his soft baritone voice. He owes most of his musical talent to it. Did you guys know that he first gained his fame as a leading jazz pianist? He's amazing. I love him.
Let's listen to a real musician. Not to offend you, but Nat King Cole is nothing compared to Duke Ellington.
Ha! Lies. I tell you, Nat, it's just the best.
Fathead, I said don't get offended. And Duke is totally better.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No. Don't go flipping your wigs. That's got the talent. Frank is better. Oh, and that Duke. One heck of a player, but there are no vocals. He's got the playing down, but Frank Sinatra, he's got it all. I mean, listen to him. He makes all of the girls swoon. He's the best of all time.
Don't you just want to get up and dance?
That's life.
Oh my, all of you are crazy.
That's what all
Well,
people
you're crazy.
say.
Now, no one is as great as the Andrews sisters. They're the best female vocalists of our time, hands down. And they're from my home state of Minnesota. You know, the Grandstand State, where all the best come from. No doubt that they are the best.
Guys, all of our favorite artists collaborated with one another at least once. So then, wouldn't their collaboration single be the best song of all time? How about some Nature Boy by Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra?
I love that one.
I kind of like that.
Or some Don't Fence Me In and Pistol Packin' Mama by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters?
I love that.
Me too. Haha. What about I'll Be Seeing You in Some Enchanted Evening by Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra?
Mama. Lay the thing
Love
down
those.
before it goes.
Our time has some of the most amazing music ever.
Our generation is quite amazing. I'm Caroline Carls, signing off because that's all we have in this segment.
Yay!